So here we are. For all the people who've been following me on Facebook, I want to know what this contraption is, the tool of the day, what it's used for. There's been various comments on all sorts of ideas, and in fact some of those ideas were so good that I think I'll adopt those processes and use it for those things as well. But the actual reason I made it was for controlling bracken, and this is the video of how I use it. Hello, so this is my method of controlling bracken without the use of chemicals and without access to animals to trample it or even be able to use a roller on it. It's too steep. The ground here is very steep. Now, I use the bracken, I cut it every winter once it's dried and use it to compost down as a nice mass to get the compost pile higher. I'm controlling this patch because I have fruit and nut trees and various things I don't want to get encroached on. I've got vegetables and soft fruit, etc. So I'm trying to reduce this down. In this area I don't want to use chemicals. I don't use chemicals anyway. But particularly here because the runoff from here would be down into the vegetables. So I'm trying to avoid that altogether anyway. So this is my method. The thing with bracken is if you cut it, it comes back twice as strong the next year or later in that year. If you burn it, which is quite a common sort of method to try and control it, it does the same. The trouble with burning it is it eliminates all of the competition that would come up through normally, so, and destroys the wildlife and puts all the carbon into the atmosphere. So this is my way of dealing with the bracken. It's a slow process. It takes several years to actually eliminate it altogether, but it's a very simple, quick, easy method to do. So what I do is I use this homemade contraption, which just happens to be made out of 2 pieces of aluminium I had lying around in the workshop. It could be easily made out of steel or wood or anything else. Basically it's just a wide edge to push into the plants, and what we're trying to do is fold the plant over and snap the stems, and when that snaps the stems it stresses the plant, meaning that it can't be so vigorous. So what I do is I work my way into a pile, into a growth of it. This is about 1 metre high, this. So what I do is I push in to it and I push it over until the stems snap. I'm filming this one-handed because I didn't want to carry the stand up here all the way up that hill. It's quite a heavy duty one. So this is going to be a little bit harder than it would be if I did it two-handed. But all I'm doing is I'm just pushing into the pile to create a pathway through inside the pile. And once I've created the path, it goes much more simply. So turn to the side of the path and push into the side, and as it goes it lays down the ones you're working on and it pushes against the ones in front, and then you just break through, stepping on them as you go. Flattening them down. And this is the area I just did without the sound on, so I had to film it a second time. And the area below was what I did yesterday. So here's some I did a week or so ago, and as you can see everything's sort of turning brown and all the stems are snapped and damaged. It just gives the plants a hard time, they're less vigorous. So this area down here I did yesterday. It took about an hour to lay that lot down, which is probably just as quick as strimming it, and will result in a much better outcome. I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much for watching.